Welcome back to Hardcore Heroes, everybody. Malachi, you are on your own. You are traveling through the woods.
Invisible.
Invisibly.
Cautious of creatures.
It takes you a long time to cut your way through the woods like this. I don't mean like physically hacking and slashing things, but you're traveling through open terrain. That is to say, like unkempt forest. There are lots of things in your path. There's lots of undergrowth, logs, ditches, ravines. It's kind of slow going. But eventually you break out into a section of river. Can you give me an intelligence check, please?
Oh, goody. Not my only good start.
Stat says.
Pass.
You recognize this spot of river. You are positive the goblin encampment is further upriver from here. Not downriver, upriver.
I'm confused as to which way that means. So
that means against the flow of water.
But that's towards the mountains.
Towards the mountains is up the river.
Right. I shall go up the river then.
Okay. You continue walking for maybe 20 minutes until you come back out into that goblin encampment that you saw before.
All right. So I will. Is there like smoke or fire coming from the village?
Yes, there is. Lots of
Okay.
smoke.
Can I see the fields?
Yes.
Are there people working them?
No.
Bad times. All right. I'm gonna cast.
You can see that the wall in. The wall in this region is badly damaged, but you do see human laborers ripping out the old burned wood, and there's a small pile of it being gathered by the edge of the river.
Okay, good. Right. So I'm going to cast Fly.
Okay. You are now flying and invisible.
I'm going to cast Protection from normal missiles.
You're now flying, invisible, and invulnerable to normal missiles.
I want to go up in the air and then come down to where the laborers are from above. And try and spot my father.
No sign of him, but you do spot your father's first mate.
I fly around the rest of the village and try and take scope of what's going on.
What's the duration of fly?
It's 1 turn per level plus d6 turns.
Alright, so you got plenty of time.
Yeah, minimum of an hour and 10 minutes.
So you scout the village, and in the state you can get pretty close and look around. You see all the cages, you see all the laborers, but you don't see your father. He's not out in the open somewhere. Maybe he's in one of the tents, maybe he's on the ship. Maybe he's being kept somewhere separate, but he's not in the open.
The yurt, is that burnt down?
Oh, yeah.
Is there any semblance of leadership in the goblins?
Kind of hard for you to tell. They're fairly chaotic creatures, and it's daytime, so you're not really seeing very many of them. You're just seeing the ones that are keeping watch and orchestrating the slaves.
It's not raining, is it?
No. It's kind of foggy, though.
Is there how many tents are there that look big enough like they could house a human prisoner?
Almost every one of them. You don't need a lot of room to hold a person prisoner.
So there's nowhere that stands out. There's just a bunch of tents and the ship, basically. I checked the cages with the women and the children. He's not in there.
Nope. The smoke that's rising, most of it looks like it's campfire smoke. And there are a few smoldering buildings left, but most of the smoke looks fairly intentional.
All right, how many goblins are around the laborers?
It looks like there are 6 over here, kind of watching, and then there are a few on the inside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So if I were to fly right up to the first mate, how close am I to a goblin or a hyena?
60,
not that close.
80 feet. Yeah, they're not that close.
All right, let me see if I can remember this guy's name. Delta.
All right. You fly up to Delta.
Okay, I'll try and make him not panic. So, I say, Delta, don't panic. It's Malachi, Jaren's son.
What?
If you play ball here, you can get out of here alive.
He kind of stops what he's doing, but keeps looking in the same direction. Okay.
Is Jaren alive?
You're gonna help me, whatever I say to that, right?
Of course.
No, he's dead.
What happened?
He tried to make a break for it a few days ago. Maybe a week ago. Are you the reason why all those fireballs were coming everywhere?
Yeah, that was me. All right. Do you have any women and children?
Yeah, there's maybe 20 women and children.
Yeah, but are they yours? Do you care?
No.
All right.
He says
well,
after like an awkward pause.
We're gonna fly out of here.
Wait, what about the rest of my men?
Well, I can't get them all out. Our best hope is bring someone. You're gonna just have to trust me.
He takes a long pause. You hear one of the goblins yell, and a rock comes by.
Ooh.
And hits Jarent. And
Delta.
He goes Delta. Yeah, he turns around and goes back to what he was doing. The other slaves have picked up and noticed that he was kind of talking to someone, and they're whispering, "Psst, Delta, what's going on?" And he says, "Sorry, I just lost in my own head. Sorry." He just shakes his head and goes back to the work. What do you do?
I say, you just gotta trust me, do you?
You see him nodding slowly.
Okay, then just keep working for 5 minutes. I'm gonna wait for the goblin that threw the rock at him to go and look away.
Yeah, takes a little while. The goblins kind of go back to what they were doing,
right.
which is mostly like shading their eyes, lots of squinting because it's so bright for them. They're not really used to this bright light. Speaking to each other, drinking from some things, yanking the hyenas around a little bit, or maybe playing with the hyenas a bit.
All right, so I'm gonna cast Invis on Delta, and then very quickly cast Levitate on him, and then just fly off with him.
All right, you cast Invis on him. He vanishes. Someone next to him notices and stops and looks. What? I guess you presumably still have your hand on him. You cast Levitate on him. He's kind of freaking out. You can feel him moving, but not saying anything. And then you just pick him up and fly away with him. I think you could do that, right? Levitate works that way?
Levitate, he has to levitate him separately, but he can do that through mental command, and then he can just fly off with them however he wants. Levitate, he can't move himself, but Malachi can push him along.
Yeah.
You can move him up or down at a movement rate of 2 per round.
I just figured that he's weightless, though, so I can just carry him when I'm flying.
Either way, you could raise him up 20 feet.
Yeah, so no, once you raise him to a certain height, so you spend a round raising him 20 yards, and then you can just kind of position yourself and fly him, because he doesn't...
Yeah.
And the two of you soar over the forest top. Now, what's the exact duration of this spell?
Well, let me just check Levitate, because that might be less than...
I think it's about... It was about an hour.
A turn a level.
So Levitate's only an hour, so that... I try and keep track of the time, but after maybe like 40 minutes... How long was I in the village for? Only like
maybe
15.
I think you probably spent 20 minutes really searching it, trying to making sure you found or did not find.
Yeah. So I'll spend around 45 minutes flying above the tree line, and then after that I'll come down to the ground, and like I did when we were running away, I'll just fly low to the ground so that if it runs out, I'll just fall 5 feet or so. Okay. But it still goes very quickly.
He's kind of freaking out during this.
Yeah, I can talk to him then after this, though, once we get out.
What's your movement rate while flying?
36.
Oh my god, alright. You guys get to the cave well before the duration of your spell expires. You find yourselves back on this gentle, secluded beach. Both of you invisible. Mm-hmm. You see the party, the two other members of the party, hanging out down in the cave. So you guys land.
I say, Van, hey, I'm back. I've got someone with me, but, well, my father, he's dead. Delta, I'd turn you visible, but it's probably best you stay invisible for now.
Delta, you're alive.
I am. You're Van Helsing, right?
Yeah.
So you gonna tell us what happened? Someone said something about a wizard selling you to the goblins or something like that.
We were transporting slaves down south to Whiteshore, and the goblins captured us and took us all prisoner.
So
Why'd
what's
you
this
sail
about?
down the river?
What?
Why'd you sail down the river?
It was your father's idea, Malachi. He wanted to sail up the river.
But why? Look, this isn't the time for secrecy, Delta. I could have left you there.
He was selling the slaves to the goblins, and then, because he already got paid for the transportation up front, so he was then gonna sell the slaves to the goblins for half price, make some money off that, and then just report back that we were attacked by the goblins and barely made it away with our lives.
Well, I guess maybe he got what was coming to him. You're his first mate, though. You must have known what was happening.
Yeah, money's tight. Shipping's not what it used to be. You know, that there's things are happening in the world.
I don't care
There's not
if your
as much
excuses.
trade going on. We gotta make ends meet somehow.
We're gonna make it back to Shirebrook. You can come with us. If you get killed in the forest, then so be it. And if you make it back in one piece, then I don't want to see your face again.
What about the rest of my men?
We can't do anything about them here.
Who
We'll have
cares?
to get reinforcements before then.
I'd rather rescue the slaves than them.
Malachi, maybe we should rest here for another day. It is peaceful, and the goblins seem to not go near this place.
Can we trust you, Delta? I turn invisible. Turn him visible.
Can you turn him visible?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
wizard can cancel the spell.
Sure, he turns visible. Looks around, seeing his hands, goes, "Oh, whew, I'm still here. One piece."
For now.
We gotta get him back to Shirebrook. Malachi, I have 2 nap spells prepared for the day. We can be ready to go in about an hour.
Yeah, I think we should just keep going. I can't believe we came all this way to rescue this idiot.
Hey,
Did you not expect the goblins to betray you?
No.
Do the goblins have any wealth up there? Is there any reason for me to... Is there anything to be gained in this expedition?
I mean, they have metals, they have everything we had on the ship. Yeah, sure, they've got money, but there's probably easier ways of making money.
Well, maybe you should have thought about that. Although I can't blame you completely. My idiot father. I bet he was cursing my name till the day he died.
It said one of the slaves said something about a mage. Your father wasn't a mage, right?
She
Oh,
said,
yes.
no.
So the slaves got it wrong, or... You tell me if there was someone else on that ship.
No, just the slaves and the normal crew.
They mentioned the
Wouldn't be
wizard
that-
selling them out.
Wizard can easily hide, as you probably have seen.
Perhaps.
There was no guests
No,
on the...
Malachi. Your father might have been ensorcelled. I hope that's how you pronounce that word. Holy shit. Your father might have been possessed by a wizard. They mentioned being sold out by a wizard.
Any truth to this, Delta?
Not that I know of. The only sorcerer in his life was you.
Is this typical for him?
What?
This kind of
No,
shady.
no. We're honest business folk usually. Just times were getting hard. You know, we didn't have enough money from slaves to keep the ship in repairs and pay the crew, and the crew hadn't been paid in a while. was an opportunity. I mean, they're going to be slaves. They're going to be treated like shit wherever they go. The goblins were offering pretty good money.
How was he in contact with the goblins beforehand, or did he just hope that this was going to work?
We knew a guy that had done something like this before. He approached us with the deal.
How did he look? What was his name?
He's a human.
In Shirebrook?
Well, he approached us in Shirebrook, yeah, but he wasn't from there.
What did he say?
He said that he had managed to sell some things to the goblins before for a good price. But the goblins were willing to pay more than you'd expect because, you know, they don't have a lot of trade, and well, that we could make a lot of money this way. He wanted his cut, and it would be easy to say goblins attacked us, you know, put some damage to the hull a little bit, scrape up the boards, make up some story about, you know, lost crew members too. The people we're selling things to wouldn't have known the difference. Keep a couple of dead slaves on the ship or keep a couple of, well, you know, there's a way to do it. It doesn't really matter anymore, but...
You idiots.
Oh.
You did lead you right into a trap. What was his name?
Doesn't matter, he's dead. He was one of the first people the goblin killed.
His name.
The one who gave you the tip?
Yeah. He was the first one to die when the deal started going south.
You saw him die?
Yeah, he got cut down right in front of us.
I
Head
doubt it
severed
was.
from his shoulders.
What was his name? If he was a wizard, I want to know.
Barnabas.
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 I think there's a chance we might be chasing wild geese here, Malachi. I'm not sure if this is the Venlin that we've been looking for.
No, I don't think so either. I don't think he'd be that stupid.
I don't think he'd have any reason to elaborately fake his death either. Do you think so, Kine?
Well, I don't know whom you're talking about, but apparently not a friend of yours.
Well, it seems that my father's dead. There's no secret wizard to follow up the river. This whole endeavor's been a massive waste of time, save for the life of this guy here. More instead, well...
Why did you come rescue us?
Why?
Why? After
My
all this
father.
time, I mean, we've been here for almost 2 months now. Why
We were
now?
following other leads. We heard about you being captured later on. We weren't in Shirebrook. We went up to Anvil, then up to Rainwood, was it called?
We don't need to explain ourselves.
Well, it's just we've been gone for so long. We had given up any hope of a rescue. It had been almost 2 months, is it? Almost 2 months since we've been.
Did Jarrett expect me to come and rescue him?
No, he didn't
Nah.
expect to ever see you again. He thought that the two of you that you'd never forgive him. So
Well, maybe he should have come to speak to me, hey?
Maybe we should ask about this Barnabas in Shirebrook.
We can. Let's just get back there first.
do you have a ship? How are we gonna get?
We're going to walk.
Oh,
You might not
yes.
make it, but if I were you, I'd
Shirebrook?
just...
There's no land route.
I can walk
how do
on
you-
water.
Do you remember how we just got here?
Oh, right.
Malachi can fly you. Some of us can walk on water. We've got our
Okay. Yeah.
we've got our methods.
Well, sun's almost setting. Should we head back now, or what do
We
we
should
do?
wait until the day.
Yeah, let's wait until... If the sun's going to set, we'll wait until the morning.
Sure.
Oh, and don't try to not agitate the sea lions.
Right.
They're quite friendly, normally.
Neil, you said that moving at movement rate 9 would be pretty close to get it within an hour for the water walking. Let me make sure it's
Yeah.
If somebody was moving at movement rate 12, would it be easier? Oh, it's actually gonna be 70 minutes.
I can
70
just...
minutes?
Yeah, it's 1 turn plus 1 turn per level.
So the thing is, you don't have an exact distance of the mileage. You just have like a visual thing, and it looks like you could probably do it, but you're not entirely sure.
It's going to be all right, because when you levitate, you can carry up to 500 pounds.
Okay.
600 pounds. So I can just nap while we're there, levitate 2 of us, and then those 2 people can carry. One of you carries the dog, one of you carries Delta, and I fly everyone across the gap. Yeah.
Sure.
So if we can get there, then nap when we're there. Should be all good.
All right. Yeah. So I think. Yeah, we'll probably want to stay here the night. I say Malachi that I can nap him now and he can stay up for the night if he wants to, just so we could both keep watch. We did just spring a man from the Goblin Village.
Then we won't be able to use nap tomorrow when we get to the ridge.
That's true. Should we do our usual 3-3-3?
Yeah, Delta can, well.
I think he's been through a lot. Maybe some sleep would be good for him.
As you guys get ready to rest that evening, before the sun goes fully down, you see scuttling from the ocean the largest crab you've ever seen.
Oh shit.
And by the largest crab you've ever seen, I mean a crab that is 10 feet tall when it stands on its hind legs.
Okay.
I mean a massive 10 feet tall?
The
Can
fuck
it
is
even
this?
fit into the cave?
No, it's not in the cave. It's coming out of the water.
Okay.
Struggling
Could it fit in the
towards
cave?
you guys.
I think we're just going to go stay in the back of the cave and hope it doesn't walk in here.
Yeah.
Might not even be able to if it's that big.
This massive crab starts scuttling towards the sea lions, who begin barking and freaking out. The women start to run one way. The giant male sea lion goes straight forward to engage the giant crab.
I feel like we should help it.
Yes.
Sven pulls his bow out. It's a giant crab, right? So like if I fired at it, it wouldn't be firing into melee because it's 10 feet tall.
Right.
I could just fire into the air.
Yeah, me
Right.
too.
I'm going to pull out my bow and start shooting at this crab.
Yeah, magic
I
missile it.
pull out my bow.
Let's fuck up a giant crab, boys.
Seriously, these sea lions were pretty cool. Like I can't just let them die.
Okay, magic missile first, Neil.
All right. Well, roll me initiative.
Okay.
I do.
1.
Oh.
1.
Nobody touches my sea lion army.
You guys go first with your 1.
11
Check my keys, that's what I think it does.
11 damage.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, a 7 to hit you.
7 is a miss.
Hmm.
The
Shoot
magic
it, Bob.
missiles break through the crab shell, the soft underbelly of the crab, and its guts start to leak out all over the place.
Awesome. I'm
It's
going
not
to
dead, though.
cast Bless, and I'm going to make sure that it encompasses all of us. It's 60-yard range, so I can get all friendly creatures. So the sea lions plus the party
Okay.
are all blessed.
Bless sea lions.
They get +1 to attack rolls.
It's
with
only
that.
the male that's around. The females are to the side with the pup.
Sure, that's fine. So we get the male sea lion and we get everyone else. They get +1 to attacks.
All right. The male sea lion tries to batter with its big tusks the crabman, but to no avail. The wildly wounded crabman just instantly retreats on its turn and falls beneath the ocean waves and disappears.
Does the seal get an attack of opportunity?
No.
Oh wait, does Kine get a second shot?
No.
Yeah. Oh.
Okay, that's fine.
Well, back to sleep then, I guess. That was fun.
Sometimes random encounters have to be played out.
Yeah.
All right. The rest of the night passes uneventfully.
Cool.
You guys wake up the next morning.
All right, let me grab some
All right,
spells.
spell time.
Yeah.
Let me see how many good berries I got to see if these carry over into today.
Neil, I don't level up here. I've been resting tonight, full day, another night. This cave.
Yeah. Oh, you gain HP from your resting.
Yeah. You also gain 1 HP from every good berry.
Well, I'm not missing any, so.
Oh well then. You're,
So I got 1 HP for the rest, and I get I've probably eaten 2 good berries now, so that's 3 HP.
Yeah.
So up to
Do
30.
we share XP with a sea lion? With a sea
Nope.
lion, I'm a level 2 sea lion.
All right.
King
I
of
think
all.
we can do the napping once we get to the other side of the ridge.
Sure, you have the spells for it?
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so I'm just going to grab some other stuff then. I don't need water walk in that case. I guess I'll keep it just in case.
Yeah, I guess.
I think we're actually over prepping for this. I mean, which is really good, but having rolled for the random encounters for the day, you guys make it up there.
Cool.
And your plan will succeed.
Awesome.
We can kind of just skip forward ahead because I think you guys are free and clear of any danger. And while I would normally like to keep you on the edge of your seat,
I think we've been here for
a lot of bookkeeping. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about the journey from the other side of the ridge back to Shirebrook, though?
That is something that we will have to look into. That's why I'm trying to skip ahead, is I'd like to get us back to Shirebrook.
Oh, okay. So we're done with the random encounters on this side of the cliff.
Right.
Yeah, so let's get to the ridge. I'll nap.
All right, let me finish grabbing my spells for the day first.
Neil, how big is the spider army we are looking at? Goblins on that side, spiders on this side.
It's not a spider army, it's just tens of thousands of small little spiders.
You already tried that one, Neil.
Yeah. We just fireballed the whole cave and killed them all. Okay, I just have to grab 2 more spells, I think. Yeah, 2 more. I could take a 3rd Cure Light Wounds just to be safe. Nah.
Okay, so you guys managed to make it to the other side of this gap eventually.
Mm-hmm.
You walked all the way up there. It's what, like 12 miles? No. It's like 13 miles as the crow flies, but you took the ridge, so that's probably close to like 16, maybe even 18 miles out of your 24 for the day. Another 2, so it's 20 hours. You can go another 4 miles along the coast.
Is there any even need to nap then, I think?
Near do I spot
you get spells back.
Yeah, but
what? Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
Oh, sure. Do I spot anything on the other side? Tracks? Anything unnatural with the wilds there?
Nothing unnatural. You do spot what looks to be some wolf tracks on the other side. They look maybe a day old.
How many?
At least 2 wolves. It's hard to tell, but at least 2.
We should be careful. There are wolves in this area.
I'm sure those wolves are smart enough to stay away from us.
Maybe, but if we are sleeping...
We'll have to take watches for sure.
Yeah. All right. I think, why don't we just rest on the edge of the cliff and not do those extra 4 miles and just take a fresh day?
Sure.
Yeah.
Malachi,
nothing can come from behind us.
We'll stick with the 333.
Malachi, can you do this web thing every day?
Yep.
Maybe you could cover the way up to us from the lands up with some web. So
I don't. It would only last for 10 minutes or so.
Oh, too bad.
Yeah, that would be nice though.
Hmm.
I've heard of a spell that can conjure some sort of extra dimensional house for you to sleep in at night.
I have a spell that could do. It wouldn't cover a large area, but I could set up a snare to trap anything that tries to come to us from a certain direction.
Would be nice. Would warn us from any attack.
We'd have to find a defensible spot though, so anything trying to attack us would only have one way to come.
Well, we'll look for one when the sun starts to set tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's get some rest.
Sure.
All right. So we do watches again now.
Yep.
All right. What is the order of your watches?
I think we go. Nick and I have to go first and last, so I think Van sleeps first, Kyne second, then Malachi last.
Yeah,
Watches,
okay. I'll
you
take.
Or sorry,
Me?
watches. Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
Van watches first, Kyne second, Malachi last.
Yeah.
All right, Malachi. It's your watch.
No.
It's nighttime.
Have I already slept?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm learning spells.
I mean, do you want to be learning spells while you're keeping watch?
I don't know. You tell me. Like, can I keep an effective watch while learning spells?
No.
Could we say that he wouldn't be able to keep a watch then and just have me nap him?
No, that's fine. It's
I
fine.
mean, he would just learn his spells in the morning.
Yeah, I'll learn my spells when everyone wakes up. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting
Not
with
to mention, you wouldn't have any light because it's,
yeah,
3
that's
in the
true.
morning.
Although so I'm sitting here with Bear.
Okay. There is a loud... I shouldn't say loud. There's a crashing noise coming from through the woods. It doesn't sound like humans, but it sounds like something is knocking around foliage without any care for being heard or not heard.
Is it coming closer?
One of those things, you just hear some sounds. It would take a while of waiting before you could tell if it was getting closer or not.
I guess I'll just wake the other two up then. Just, don't get up yet, but there's something there, but I'm sure we'll just leave.
Neil, can I hear anything better?
You do hear some wolves in the distance.
I hear wolves.
It doesn't sound like wolves. It sounds like some sort of
wolves
giant...
and the crashing, Neil? The crashing of foliage?
Yo, you also hear the crashing, yeah. It sounds like a small tree's being... It's like
something
as a
big.
tree gets broken.
Something big. Breaking down small trees, it sounds like.
Well, let's just... So what I'm going to do, Neil, is I want to ready an action to cast web at anything if it comes out of the tree line.
I also pull out my bow. Put it on the string and...
Alright, so you guys are all waking up. Delta's waking up. And it's dark. No one can really see anything.
No, continual lightstone.
Oh, you've got that out?
Well, I do now, yeah. Once everyone's waking up.
Yeah, and tomorrow is the full moon as well, so it should be pretty good. Actually, today is the full moon. So the full moon's out right now, or the day before the full moon. The night of the full moon.
Maybe I'll shout, actually, like, who goes there?
The presence of the lightstone immediately causes the noises in the forest to stop and then to speed up in something that makes you think whatever it is coming your way.
I cast Flame Blade.
It's definitely coming your way.
I cast Flame Blade.
I'll get ready to cast web as it comes, like, I want to hit it with the web, so I'm gonna, if you'll let me wait until I can see it to cast it, or do I have to preemptively cast it to have a chance?
Spells cannot be held like an attack.
Okay, so I'll wait until it sounds. I'll give it a few seconds and then cast web.
Okay.
And I'll do it like 30 foot wide and like 50 foot deep.
Okay. So you cast web just at the trees in front of you.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Big, 50 feet deep and 30 feet wide?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. The radius of your lightstone is 60-foot radius, right?
Yeah.
For full day. Would it have like dim light beyond that if it goes full daylight for 60 feet?
I mean, the light would shine on things and reflect back, but just imagine, like, perfect daylight in this area. I don't know. It's weird.
I mean, would there be, like, dimmer? Would it start to fade out after the 60 feet, but be, like, dim for a while longer?
Think of it like a torch, but just a really fucking bright torch.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it would be a little dim out. You guys see crashing towards you, although I'm going to make you roll initiative as soon as you see it, because it sees you. Before that, an owl bear. 8 feet long.
I read an attack with my longbow, so...
Right.
Oh, wait,
you do have a held attack. Go ahead and make your attack kind. Well, actually, the web is in the way. The owlbear's on the other side of the web, and you can't shoot through the webbing.
Okay.
Is it stuck in the web?
It hasn't gotten to it yet, but I want you guys to roll initiative.
I don't think it's going to be.
I'll actually Nick should do it since he cast the spell.
Oh shit.
Well, now we know what happens at least.
Yeah. I think you win initiative now.
Yeah.
A little bit.
8
I don't know,
feet
these
tall at the
rolls-
shoulder with the head of a giant owl. I can get that. Let's screen.
Very careful not to show the stat block. Okay, I still know
Owlbear.
Owlbear.
Owlbear is not super smart, but it sees these thick, goopy webs all over the place, and it goes around them. Maybe it has encountered giant spiders before. Maybe it understands what this web is like. Maybe it's just superstitious. But for whatever reason, the owlbear circles around the webbed area and comes towards the party. You do have a shot prepared, so as soon as it's gone past that, you can make an attack. Kind.
I think an owlbear would be able to run through the web anyway.
These rolls.
Maybe.
Oh no, Bastion.
Does it reach us this
standing
turn?
behind the other, so...
Since it has to go around the web, does it reach us?
The range of the light is 60-foot radius, and it has movement 12, so it can go 120 yards. So it can go around it and still make it to you.
Okay.
I backed up if it needs saying.
Okay. So Kine looses his shot. The owlbear comes running in.
Man's got a flaming scimitar, kind of like banging it against his shield, trying to lure it to him. I'm gonna fucking die.
Nah, we're alright
Owlbears
here,
are
boys.
deadly, dude.
How many hit dies does an owlbear have?
You don't know.
Yeah.
Malachi, you are the person that owlbear comes after. It's not a really good... You guys are all kind of waking up and getting up. The owlbear seems to have locked onto you and runs.
Yeah, but I'm behind Van though.
So you are backing up behind Van.
Yeah, right. That's what I
That's
just
the
I'm
owlbear.
not trying to meet its charge with my shield at the ready.
Alright, so it
You're right.
changes target. If you go behind Van, it veers off from Van and
Does it
goes
talk as well?
after Delta.
No, well,
Fuck that guy.
Um,
I was going to turn him into the authorities as soon as we got to Shirebrook anyways.
the owlbear hits Delta with 1, 2... with both claws
He's
and
dead.
a bite.
holy
he's
shit.
dead.
Neil,
Yeah.
how many of them would have hit AC 14? Just out of interest.
I've already moved what he rolled, so I don't know.
Okay.
One of them was a natural 20, though. Delta takes a combined 10 points of damage as he is ripped apart.
Cool. So I want to. So was there grass where Delta was standing?
Well, yeah, but the bear's like in the camp. He's in
Right.
and amongst you.
Right,
guys
but the thing
now.
is, I can put the edge of the entangle right around where the bear is standing.
Sure.
And if he fails to save, he's stuck.
Sure.
Sean, let me go first. All right. I'll just call it. I'm going to color spray it.
Oh, you color spray the owlbear.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. So 6 hit dial. It passes out, I think.
Okay.
I think it should pass out.
I don't know. It might have 6 hit die, to be fair.
If I remember
The
correctly.
owlbear is not affected by the color spray.
Well, my entangle still goes off.
Entangle.
So it has to make a saving throw. If it fails, it is stuck for the duration of the spell.
It still has to make a save, Neil, even if it's got 6 hit die or more.
Right.
Yeah.
It passed its save.
Okay. But if it's got less, it fails automatically,
Right.
Okay.
All right. It is caught within the entangle spell. Is there no save for strength?
It's just a normal saving throw versus spell.
Okay.
If he's like exceptionally like giant strength or he's massive, like gargantuan size, he might not be affected. But I think that's supposed to be for like, cloud giants or something.
Our bears are tall and large.
And strong. Owlbears are super strong. Okay.
Do
You
they
catch it in the very edge of the entangle spell.
Okay.
Neil, is Van still between me or us and the owlbear?
No, the owlbear is
Veered
in
off.
between you and Van. So it was kind of like the party was all around. The owlbear came towards Malachi, who came back behind Van, and then the bear changed and went for Delta, who was in between you and Van Helsing. And now there's this awkward square coming out of writhing plants. So you and Van are on either sides of the bear, and one side of the bear is an entangle field, the other side is open terrain.
Okay, I would move so that Van is between me and the bear.
Okay, so you
And-
go behind Van as well. Everyone's hiding behind Van Helsing.
And I take a shot.
Make me a roll to hit.
Do I get any
+2 because it's entangled.
14.
That is a miss.
Bear attacks it. 16.
Hit.
4.
I think Bear is dead next round.
I mean, if you got him from behind, you wouldn't be able to turn around to hit him.
Is it entangled or not? I figured it's too.
It's entangled.
Oh, right.
So he wouldn't be able to turn around.
Okay. Is that everyone in the party?
Yeah, because
Yes.
we cast the spell this round, so it's initiative, I think.
It's Jared is dead, right? Delta's dead. He doesn't get any actions. Initiative.
So it's 6.
Okay. The owlbear goes first.
All right.
He easily rips the entangled plants out of their roots as
All
he
right.
turns and takes a bite at Bear, which is a miss. Then he takes his claw swipes at Bear, one of which is a hit.
All right.
Bear takes 6 points of damage.
Cool.
All right.
Yeah. Our turn?
Player's turn.
We bombarded. I take my 2 shots. 19
Hit.
is. Oh no, it's no difference.
Yeah, we're not doing crits.
3 damage, and my second attack.
Oh, yeah, because it's already gone.
Is a miss.
Magic missile. 10.
We're gonna need those magic missiles.
Okay. The owlbear is wounded. Van Helsing, did you attack?
So what I'm gonna do, Bear is not in the entangle, he's on like the edge of it, right? He was
Right.
like biting into it. I'm gonna run up to Bear, cast Cure Moderate Wounds, and stand next to him.
Ooh. Roll me a healing spell.
He gets 11 HP.
Bear is maxed. Alright. Roll
Good
me
job, Sean.
initiative.
Bastion.
Yeah. Come on.
You guys go first.
Nice.
Nice.
Van's gonna
Alright.
swing at him with the flaming scimitar.
He's
No.
broken his entangle, so no more bonus of 2 for that.
Okay.
No, Neil, shooting into melee combat, it's
Yeah.
large, so
It's not good.
He hits large, Bear is medium, Van Helsing is medium. So, what's it? You get 4. The owlbear's worth 2, Van's worth 1, Bear's worth 1. So
If you were
50-50 chance.
to go to the side, would he have a better shot?
yeah.
Firing into melee rules are awkward, so I'm just gonna leave it as it is.
Okay. I will just take a swing with the flaming scimitar.
Yeah, I
Hit.
wait until the other two do something.
I'm
And
gonna
take
somebody
some.
else do something while I figure out how much damage this does.
Magic missile. 11.
11. Alright, the owlbear is wild-eyed.
Bear attacks. 15.
Alright, I got it.
15 is a hit.
Okay, I
3.
don't think I have to shoot in the
He
melee.
takes 7 from me.
So 10, 25.
21 that turn.
The owlbear is bloodied all over the place.
Okay, I take a shot.
It's
Okay,
a-
so first, 17 is your roll to hit.
Mm.
Now I need you to roll me a
50-50.
D4. 1 is Van Helsing, 2 is Bear, 3 and 4 is owlbear.
Come on.
Yes.
That is the owlbear.
7 damage.
It strikes it square in the chest, and the owlbear collapses to the ground.
Whoa!
Nice work. Good job, Kine.
Oh my god.
You've been talking about those things for a long time, but
Look what it did to Delta.
Delta is completely ripped apart. Like his
Yeah, he's
arms
like-
are severed
yeah.
from his rest of his body.
We may have survived, but if those things get a hold on you, they can just rip you limb from limb.
Does Delta have anything on him, like a medallion or anything like that?
No, he has tattered rags for clothes.
Are we near the edge of the cliff?
No, not particularly. I think you probably. Well, I mean, how far would you have camped from the edge of the cliff? Maybe 100 feet or so.
We just as far enough to not get knocked off the side would probably be
Right.
about it.
I'm gonna drag him to the edge of the cliff and then throw his body over.
All right.
Wait, Malachi. There might be some things that we could take from it. Maybe its beak or its eyes are worth something.
No, not the Alba, Delta.
Oh, Delta. Oh, sure.
All right, you hurl Delta's body in the darkness to the rocks below.
Cool.
There is a saddening splash as he hits the water instead of the rocks.
All right.
That's what he would have wanted.
The rest of the night passes peaceably enough.
You piggied him.
I what?
You piggied him.
Oh, right, yeah, from Lord of the Flies. Is that what you mean?
Yeah, you just got...
All right.
Do I know anything about... No, I don't think I know much about owlbears, but can I guess that some things, parts of it are worth money? Or some amount?
Not particularly useful. Certainly some parts might be worth something to some crazy wizards out there, but you'd have to find the right wizard to sell the right parts to, and you're not sure what that is. You do know that owlbear eggs and hatchlings are very pricey.
Well, I don't want to disrupt the hatchlings.
Yeah. But owlbears themselves, just think of them as weird bears with owl heads on them. They probably have as much valuable in the general market as a bear. Maybe some weird sort of trophy. I don't know.
That's not worth the time.
Malachi, do you, you're a wizard. Would any of these body parts be useful as materials, components? You wizards collect all sorts of weird, inane shit.
I don't think so. It's just a bear, really, with a weird head. I think it's more the result of a wizard's work than useful to one's experiments.
Sure.
I was kind of hoping to get Delta back to Shirebrook, but...
I was going to turn him into the authorities as soon as we got there. I guess justice found him a little bit faster than that.
I suppose so.
We should hurry to Shirebrook.
Yeah. All right. I put my spells in the chat. I mean, we just walk.
Oh yeah, let me get some new spells. We're not near the water anymore, are we?
100 feet from it.
Okay, I'm gonna keep water walk, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's gonna take you a couple of days of walking to get to Shirebrook because it's rugged forest.
Mm-hmm.
You're moving out, I think, 1/3 your normal movement rate through it.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
1/3?
Yeah, through dense forest, unlike completely open forest like this, it's about 1/3 movement rate.
We move on the edge of the forest.
You could go along the coastline instead. That would probably be a little bit faster, not much. Like faster movement rate, but then you would have a much longer distance to go. So it's not a straight line. It's like 6 of one, half dozen of the other. It doesn't.
It would be safer, so.
Yeah, let's do that then. Just hope there's no strong breeze.
I'm gonna go ahead and put the spells in chat.
So it's like 22 miles. So that'll take you 3 or 4 days to get there, depending. A little bit of luck here, a little bit of luck there.
Yeah, let me do some calcs in my head here. If it's 20 miles, how far can I fly in an hour?
You move at movement rate 36 while flying?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like if we pull the levitate trick and I nap and then do it again, could we get there in one day?
You can fly 9 miles in an hour.
So we could get most of the journey just flying above the tree line.
And then we could nap and then do it again.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be 18 miles.
And we'd go as the crow flies, wouldn't we?
Yep.
So then we just have like 3 miles to go just to get the rest of the way.
And fly actually has a longer duration than that.
Yeah, it's an hour and 10 minutes at least. Let's do that then.
Okay.
All right, so you levitate the 2 of them. One of them carries bear.
Yeah.
And you drag and fly.
Yep.
I invis myself. So
we're just flying. There's 2 people. One of them's carrying a dog, and they're just like flying while standing vertically in the air.
Well, I think the way I envision it is Malachi has got like a rope, and he gives ties the rope around your waist as you levitate, and he holds the front, and he flies and just kind of like drags you behind him.
Oh, that's great. He's like Supermaning it.
Yeah, that's the way that it makes sense in my mind.
I'm probably holding the dog. Completely bewildered by this.
That's great. That's great.
Yeah. Oh man.
So
we make almost the entire journey back. That's going to take us a few days in like 2 hours.
So you guys are flying.
I mean, we can go above the trees for the first hour.
Yeah.
Do we get attacked by a griffin?
No. But we're just about at the end of our 4-hour show, but we have one more encounter to do. Can you guys go over a little bit? Can we roll this into a fifth part? I know, Malachi, you've got a lot of shit going on.
Fuck it, yeah, I've only got 3 hours sleep.
Alright, cool. We're gonna take a break. When we come back, the party, as they're flying, spots a familiar winged form descending towards them.
You've gotta be
Spaz
joking
on
me.
the other side.